Coming up this week on Two Noobs, New York City congestion tax is now in effect to reduce traffic and encourage public transportation use. Has anyone paid attention to the news on New York subways recently? I guess not. Then we have a Jam It In There international segment. Among the stories, North Korea bans hot dogs and divorce. What kind of a world do we live in where we can't celebrate the dissolution of marriage with a warm wiener? Next, more problems for driverless cars as a man trying to catch a flight gets driven in circles and can't get out. Look, kids, Big Ben, Parliament. And we conclude with a tournament of random logos. My money's on FanDuel, where you can bet. Oh, they're not a sponsor? Man, screw them. Okay, start the music and bring me a hot dog. Yes, welcome into episode 224 of Two Noobs Talking, the podcast that dares to ask the rhetorical questions the legacy media refuses to answer. Or something like that. I don't know.
There you go.
Stick
it to them. Hey, good news, gentlemen.
Jamie's
good
better,
news.
by the way. Jamie is better.
Jamie is better.
Way better.
Good news.
He's way better.
Yeah.
Will you let me share my good news? Damn.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Jeez.
Yeah.
The New York Post has reported that the two goons messing with Mookie Betts in the World Series for that foul ball have been indefinitely banned from attending Major League Baseball games anywhere.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Isn't that amazing?
Rob Manfred did something right for once.
Yeah, for once. Yeah. He actually is leading, unlike a certain governor. We'll talk about later. But yeah, it's really amazing. It's really amazing when leadership steps up to the plate. Never know what could happen there.
And when goons get their comeuppance.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You know, I like
so what do you do if you're like those two idiots at this point, right? You've been ostracized in the entire like podcasting world. You're goons. You're no longer allowed to attend any baseball games in the major leagues. So do you go to the minor leagues and try that? What do you do?
I hope that ban includes the minor leagues because the hat price does. So it should.
Like, what do you do at that point?
Because an Iron Pig hat's the same as a Phillies hat, like same price. So it better, like Rob Manfred better get on that. It better be a ban of minor league, too.
There you go. There you go.
I can't answer that question. If I'm them, I'm probably going the Bobby Valentine fake mustache route.
They should just go watch cricket, and then when they pick on them, they just get their asses kicked. And that's what Mookie Betts should have did to them.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. All right, speaking of goons, let me introduce these people as I get crossed up here. I've got just about done John Tracy over there on that side. I have medium well to well done over here with Matt Craig. In the middle, I am set the wrong temperature, Steve Murray.
Nice.
Gentlemen, you're either a Penn State fan, a Notre Dame fan, or you're like me, you went to Temple and you just don't give a crap.
Yeah. That's about right.
Yep.
Yeah.
What side of the line do you fall on?
I'm pissed that Penn State lost.
Interesting.
Because I hate Notre Dame. But, hey, Howie, 6th round pick? You want to pick that kid up? I don't mind.
Yeah.
He looks like he could run a Sirianni offense.
You're talking the Penn State quarterback? The
Notre Dame quarterback.
Oh, the Notre Dame quarterback.
I don't like Notre Dame at all, but that quarterback, he could play on the practice squad. He does some things nice.
I didn't watch the game, but I heard the Penn State quarterback was awful, so I was glad to hear you weren't talking about him.
No.
Like, they ran the football pretty much like most of the time, and when they, but when they got into trouble and they asked him to throw,
it was
he threw like really, really bad interceptions and all that kind of stuff. I didn't see the game either. I could care less who would have won.
Couldn't care less.
What did I say?
Could.
Oh, I could not have cared less.
Okay.
How about that?
Yeah,
there you go.
Good. There you go. So, John, the Notre Dame hate, where's that come from?
I just don't like them. Maybe it was the movie Rudy. Maybe it's half my family likes them. I don't know. I just hate them. I grew up hating them. I don't like them at all. I don't like this stupid logo. I don't like
the gold helmets. Isn't that a little presumptuous? The gold helmets all the time.
I mean,
sure.
The uniforms aren't bad.
Eh,
It may or may not surprise you to know that my brother is, in fact, a Notre Dame fan, or
Not
at least
shocked.
he was back in the day. Yeah, don't ask me why. I have no idea. It surprises me, given that he's a Cowboy and a Notre Dame fan, that he doesn't like the Lakers, or
Yeah.
the Yankees. But
yeah. Glenn, you're an enigma, man. I'm sorry, man. I can't figure you out. I really cannot.
Move it on.
the funniest part about it is, it's
A
not
Duke
like we were one of
basketball.
those. We weren't one of those. Oh, he was a Duke basketball fan too.
There you go.
Thanks for reminding me.
Yeah.
So where's the Laker and the Yankee love? I don't know.
Right.
But it's not like we were one of those households that had college football on all the time. Like, that was rare.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
NFL football, yeah, but we barely ever had college football on. So it's like, where would he even come up with the idea that he needs to get into Notre Dame football?
Maybe it was the Leprechaun. Maybe he liked the Leprechaun. I don't know.
Maybe.
You know,
I don't know. We're going to have him on here one of these times to explain himself.
Yes. A good 3-hour grilling.
I
Totally get into it.
You know, we haven't had an interview in quite some time. I think that would be great if we could get Glenn Murray on the podcast, and that way we could just make fun of him for all of his.
It might be. We might have to do.
Come on now.
We might have to do it when Matt's on vacation, because every time he speaks, Matt might just hit the bleep button and he will never get a word in edgewise.
Yeah, exactly. Right? You'd be hearing that all the time. That kind of a deal.
All right, Glenn, you hear that? When Matt goes on his annual Virginia shoot at his 1790s pistol.
We will bring you into the room and ask you the questions.
We will ask you rhetorical questions.
And it
What the
won't be
hell?
edited by anybody that we know of.
I might have to take editing responsibility.
Glenn, you're screwed. You're totally screwed on this whole thing. I can't help you, bud.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness. All right. Well, before we devolve even further on college football, which I can't care less about, I went to Temple. What do you want?
It's a shame we didn't have a good football program.
Yeah, I know.
And we were like mid to late 90s, both of us, and it was like,
Yeah.
I mean, it was on the death knell. And I was like almost dead. And then they did something stupid and they tried to revive it. And it actually did do pretty well. And it was like, whoa,
Yeah.
okay.
I got a couple pros out there, and then then it went away.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a shame.
Yeah.
But anyway, well, let's move on to the Dubby Energy Fun Fact brought to you by Dubby Energy Drinks. Visit the website, dubby.gg, or download the app to your phone. Use our promo code 2 Noobs Talking. That's TOONOOBS Talking. You get 10% off your order. Do you have trouble with commitment?
Yes, big time.
Yeah.
All right,
tough. Yeah.
Good. Right answer. Well, Dubby's got you. You can try the Hydro Sampler Pack to see if their caffeine-free drinks are right for you. You get 6 on-the-go stick packs featuring flavors like Pineberry Splash and Watermelonada, as well as a shaker. And you save $1.79 on a $17.99 starter pack with our promo code. Why aren't you ordering it right now?
Like right now.
Right.
10% off.
Actually, no. Listen to the fun fact first and then go.
Oh, there you go.
All right, John.
Fun
Do the
fact.
fun fact so these people can go buy their starter pack.
Yes, real quick. Native Americans used the smelt fish as a candle. They would burn it from the top to the bottom. It was actually referred to as the candle fish back then. So there you go. If you know, you know.
I have to ask once again. This goes right back to the grapes.
Yes.
Who in their right mind looked at this fish and was like, "Oh man, light for days."
Free bird, free bird.
Well, it also brings the question to the smelt fish is, why did environmentalists go, California doesn't need water, we need more smelt fish? That's what happens. So.
Well, when their electrical grid crashes for the 570th time, they're going to need candles. So the smelt
Yeah,
fish.
I guess that was there was that move, because fuck building a hydro plant.
John, that's the greatest fun fact you've ever thought, bro. Oh my goodness.
I'm just getting started with those. Come
All
president
right.
again. I'm gonna have way more to work with.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, John's itching to get to the over 40. I can tell because he's been making comments since we started the program. So Matt, why don't you go ahead and lean into it?
Yeah, well, I've been kind of going back and forth, guys. It's pretty obvious of what's happened, what's going on there in Los Angeles. Gents, though, you and the collective of us know, of course, my father, Adjutant General, state of Pennsylvania, way back in the day, and was very much involved in contingency planning, and was excellent at that. Had a great staff, and in particular, his very first year as Adjutant General, he had to deal with not one but two hurricanes that came right up the center of the Appalachians, and rescue operations all over the place to save people's lives from an immense amount of flooding that was happening. So what a way to start, right? Your first year as Adjutant General, and you got to coordinate all this stuff. But he did it spectacularly because they collected a whole contingency plan. Safe to say that has not happened in the state of California, and especially in Los Angeles right now. Definitely thoughts and prayers are with those that are impacted by all of this. It's just a sad shame, gents, of all of it. And rather than wasting my time of really ripping Karen Bass and Gavin Newsom a new one, I mean, because it's obvious that they're not capable of any sort of leadership. I wouldn't trust Gavin Newsom if he were a janitor, for God's sakes. He can't even do his damn job. Practically leads from behind, whatever the case may be. I am putting a link down in the episode description below of how you can help. There's a link here at AOL, and they have a whole bunch of really cool, awesome charities. Of course, American Red Cross is available as well that can help out with that. But then there are other things. World Central Kitchen, that's been mobilized in Southern California, providing sandwiches and water throughout the region. And then the Regional Food Bank, of course, in Los Angeles needs something. California Fire Foundation as well. They're working with their local fire departments, community organizations, support those impacted. These people need our help big time. It's very clear city isn't going to help them. State isn't going to help them. And try and rebuild, that's not going to help either. So whatever you can do, go to those links in those descriptions below and check out that AOL article out. I thought that was really helpful. So that's all I have to say. Yeah.
I'll add just one more thing. The fires are still burning.
Yeah.
Yet the people in charge of the state and the country are trading barbs as to who's to blame.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, it's climate change. Oh, it's Newsom. It's Bass. It's this. It's that. How about we get the fires out before we start playing the blame game?
Yeah.
Okay, because you're just wasting time. Is what
Yeah.
you're doing.
Yeah.
Why are you even taking to Twitter? Why are you even getting on cameras and talking about who's at fault for this right now while the fire is still burning and people are losing their homes? You should be doing everything you can to put the fires out and not worrying about whose fault it is.
Yeah.
That can come afterward. Let's deal with the emergency first. Okay?
Exactly. Yeah. It could be mitigated for sure down the road. It couldn't have been prevented, this type of stuff, because this type of stuff happens.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's
all the time down there in California, but yeah.
It's very simple.
Go ahead, John.
You lead, follow, or you get out of the way. If you're useless, get the hell out of the way and stop talking and stop keeping away. If you can do something, get in there. If you can't do something, get behind everybody and let them do it. They don't know how to lead. Me and Matt were talking about this earlier in the day. If I'm not shocked about the leadership, because if you know anything about San Francisco, you know everything about California now, because everybody that's in charge of California now was running the city of San Francisco 10 years ago. And that's beyond repair at this point. So I'm not expecting anything from leadership at all. This is going to have to come from the federal government on the 20th before anything's going to get done, because we already know what the guy in the office is doing now.
Yeah. But yeah, for those people though that want to help, check out that AOL link down in the description below of the episode, and that there's some great links down there of different charities that you can help out. So that would be my over 40 rant of the week.
Alrighty. Well, we do hope that you will take the time to check out those sites and donate and help out what you can. But we have to move on to the news, because that's what we do here. And we've got stupidity going on in the world, even despite all that's going on in California. On the other side of the other coast, the other left coast, New York, we have an ABC 7 New York Eyeball News article. Wait, yes,
Eyeball.
New congestion pricing toll has begun in New York City. New York City's new congestion pricing toll for drivers entering the center of Manhattan began 2 Sundays ago for you people.
There you go.
Meaning many people will pay $9 to access the busiest part of the Big Apple during peak hours. The toll is meant to reduce traffic gridlock in the densely packed city while also raising money to help fix its ailing public transit infrastructure. The peak period toll rate will apply from 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. on weekdays.
Oh.
And from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. on weekends.
Oh, my God.
The toll for passenger and small commercial vehicles, i.e. sedans, SUVs, pickup trucks, and small vans, paying with a valid Easy Pass will be $9 during the peak period. Small trucks, single-unit trucks, and some buses will pay a toll of $14.40 during the peak period.
Wow.
Some drivers like Omira Roland says the plan will take a toll on people's wallets. I feel like it's a lot. The cost for people that live in the city and then are commuting in daily for work, Roland said.
Yep.
And I think that's going to create more traffic in the zones outside as people are going to be parking and then trying to get to their work from there. Commuters are not the only ones pissed off, gentlemen. The fire department of New York also expressed outrage that they will now have to pay more to keep others safe downtown. How do we get our money back for this unfair tax burden that's in place on not only them, but every resident of New York City, said Uniformed Firefighters Association President, or UFAP, Andrew Ansbro. On any given day, at any given time, there are 2,000 firefighters on duty ready to respond. Ensuring all the stations are fully staffed means 10% of them, 200 members, will have to move. They use their personal vehicles to transport their heavy gear.
Wow.
John, you drive all over God's green earth.
Yeah.
What do you think about all this?
It's even more expensive than it was when I used to travel through there, which is ridiculous in its own right, how expensive it was 8 years ago. And now they're putting a peak toll on it now. Like it's insane. And this is how you know they're evil. The times that they picked, they're like, you can't even sneak in at 5 a.m. It's not like a 7 when it's busy to 5 when it's busy. No, they're going for every penny of every person that is even wants to be in that area at that time. These are just idiots that are in charge here.
And it's not free after peak hour either. It's
it's expensive.
Reduction.
Yeah, it's expensive.
Still paying.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, I mean, what was amazing to me was the fact that it was going to be raised even in 2028, goes up to $12 and then $15 in 2031. I mean, that's just, $3 and $3. So you're talking, I mean, it's insane. It's just, and I mean, inflation is already bad in and of itself right now. And it's like, just adding to this, it's like, man, I don't get it. I mean,
if you have to drive into the city 5 days a week, which you really shouldn't now in the days of remote work possibilities, but if you had to go into the city 5 days a week,
I'm remote working.
That's $45 a week extra.
Yeah. And then you do four weeks, you're looking at $200 some odd dollars.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not worth it at that point. And, and not to mention gas and not to mention, any sort of maybe accidents that you may or may not encounter on top of that. So it's like, it's a disaster. It's New York though. It's like, this is exactly what it is. I mean, this
is what I expect from the leadership.
Yeah.
They're just evil. That's all.
Yeah, it's a frustrating thing, and especially when you have something like that. It's outrageous. But again, we're talking about New York City. We're talking about a heavily populated center, and then on top of that, the demand for the amount of driving to get into that. I mean, Steve, you take Amtrak, right? When you go up there. So,
I take Amtrak, yes.
Thank God.
Yeah.
And I haven't been to New York City since 1988. And this is another reason why I will not go to New York City. So I want to thank them for that, I guess.
Thanks for the extra reasons not to go.
Right, for the extra reason not to go. It would be more of a train ride. But it's just, I mean, it's like in Philadelphia, we don't have anything like that. I mean, there's enough roadways to get in and out of the cities, like, relatively quickly, I guess you could say. Still like a slog to get through
you'll
the
get
Schuylkill,
traffic, but
yeah.
You'll get traffic, but
you're not like $9 to get into the damn city. That's ridiculous. And where's that money going to
get in and sit in traffic? Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. That's my concern.
Well, the article mentions this. I also think it's very untimely of them to be like, "Hey, we want you to take public transportation. Go get set fire on the in the subway." Like,
why people are getting murdered on the subway because we can't figure that out yet.
Right? Exactly. And then there was another article I saw this morning where delivery people are saying, guess what? Everybody who is in there is going to be paying this because delivery people are going to get charged the $9 to come in. They're going to pass that on to the businesses they're selling to or shipping to, and then those businesses are going to pass it on to the consumers.
Yeah.
So you're just pushing it down the line. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's what great leadership does.
I think that's sarcasm for those that are out there.
Is he using the proper font?
Yeah. Italicized, to the right.
They did point out this has been tried elsewhere. I think London is an example.
Yeah.
I don't know what if studies have been done to show whether or not it has actually reduced congestion there or what the effect is.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Especially,
I wouldn't assume that it did anything.
Yeah.
I wouldn't either. I mean, it's certainly high enough where it's going to prevent a lot of people from wanting to drive in.
Yes.
The traffic alone is enough to make me not want to drive in the first place. So I don't know why you need the extra incentive, but this just sounds to me like another one of those things where it's like, yeah, we're going to do this, but we didn't really think it all the way through.
Yeah.
welcome to Kathy Hochul's world.
Yeah.
Like, that's what she does.
Oh, quick, we're running a deficit. Oh, I have an idea. Let's put this in place.
I swear she just throws those slinky gummy things to the wall in her mansion, and whatever makes it into the bottom, it's like whatever piece of paper it grabs and pulls to the ground, she's like, I'm gonna do this. that's how she makes decisions.
Yeah. Oh, it's choose your own adventure, I guess. Choose your own tax. But
Exactly.
it's like, give me a break. Yeah.
Well, let's just hope this doesn't spread to elsewhere in the country.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
It smells bad.
Especially, Los Angeles and Chicago, well, LA might be burned to the ground all the way down, but Chicago and Philadelphia and Washington, especially, in regards to that, we really have like a couple of different spots. That's the last thing we need.
You guys remember the old G.I. Joe stuff?
Yeah, of course.
Some of it.
I'm talking about the ones from like 15 years ago that somebody redubbed.
Oh no, not that.
Oh no, I don't know anything about that.
Oh, that's a shame.
Okay.
I was watching those. I was watching those last night with my kids and had a good laugh because I remembered them all. It was very good.
Oh, there you go. Nice.
Yeah. Nice catch, Blanco Nino. But too bad your ass got sad. G.I. Joe. All right. We're jamming it in their international style today.
There you go.
That's just all John's idea, so blame him.
We needed stuff.
And in the process, got too much stuff.
There you go.
Yeah, look at that.
We had to jam it in there. First one's a real pickle. This one, Matt actually was responsible for this one. Out of the New Zealand Herald. I don't know what you're reading, Matt.
Well, I mean, this is via
He's
not
just
the
all
be.
like,
This is via not the be. I saw it and was like, you know what? We're hot dog connoisseurs. This is an outrage. This is an absolute outrage to me. I hate North Korea, and
but
this is one of the reasons
we don't
why.
live in a communist country, so we can
Thank
just eat hot
God.
dogs as we want.
Thank God. Yeah.
So we can enjoy our wieners whenever we want. But according to reports, Kim Jong-un has banned North Koreans from eating hot dogs as part of a crackdown on Western culture, slowly oozing its way into the hermit nation. The hot dog has
I love the
grown
way they wrote that.
Are you? I was going to switch this to a Vice article. You should have seen how they wrote it.
I'm sure.
The hot dog has grown in popularity in South Korea, and Kim has since declared that serving sausages is now an act of treason against North Korea. It is claimed that people caught cooking or selling hot dogs could find themselves arrested and sentenced to hard labor. Now, food isn't the only thing the Hermit Nation is cracking down on. Reports emerged in December that claim people who get divorced in North Korea are facing 1 to 6 months in labor camps for their quote-unquote crimes.
Ooh.
Divorce is considered an anti-socialist act, and anyone who wishes to divorce needs the government to sign off on any requests. According to Radio Free Asia, or RIFA, a divorced woman claimed she served 3 months of hard time and said that women receive harsher sentences than men. Surprise, surprise.
Shocking.
Yeah, I mean, Matt, your wiener's got to be free, doesn't it?
It's just. It really depends on what you mean by that, Steve.
You can get arrested for that in this country, too.
Sure. But yeah, man. I mean, this was an outrage, absolute outrage. I am furious at North Korea for doing something like this. We are not trying to take over their country. Well, maybe we are, but I mean, who knows? But I mean, at the end of the day, it's hot dogs. What are we talking about here? I mean, this is not a Western invention. This is a delicatessen. This is a food that is enjoyed by billions of people around the world. This is not just an American, invention here. This is a worldwide food that is enjoyed by everybody. So, I mean, it's just so strange. It's like, I'm very thankful I'm here in the United States living and not in North Korea where like everything is like watched. Oh my gosh, I can't even imagine. Like,
if you've ever seen the Dark Side of the Ring episode when the WCW went over there, oh my God. Yeah. What they went through is ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
John, what's your theory on this hot dog ban?
This is him. Like, he's ridiculous. He does these things. Yeah. Like, this is what he does all the time. He just throws stuff to the wall and it sticks, and communism sucks, and he's in charge, and communism sucks. He is the poster child for communism sucks. It's
John. It's not just. You know what it is, though.
I agree with him on the hot dog, though. Like, if you want a healthy nation, like, you don't want hot dogs being in the diet, but you're already a pretty healthy nation. Like, you should probably let people eat hot dogs.
The healthy, starving is more like it.
Yeah, exactly.
There's one fat person in North Korea, and we all know who that is.
Exactly. Yeah.
He's making decisions.
John, it's not just the fact that he's just throwing at the wall and seeing it sticks. He's throwing at the wall, and it absolutely
sticks. Yeah, it
sticks 100% of the time. Yeah, because
he
of
is
him.
Exactly why you shouldn't like communism.
Yeah. Yeah, or dictatorship or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
My theory was he wants all the hot dogs for himself. That's just what I think. And the people can just go back to the bread lines. No hot dogs for you. Bread just only. Yeah. That's it.
I will eat this American poison for you or something.
Yeah, I will sacrifice my health for the good of you all.
For the good of the country. For the good of Mother North Korea. That kind of a deal. So,
all right. Well, speaking of morons, we'll move on to the second part of our Jamming in There segment. Justin Trudeau is resigning. How about that?
Was he a member of the Fab Five?
No.
Should he have been?
Fab Five was American only, wasn't it?
Yeah, no, he's an idiot.
So
a prime minister turned communist leader also.
Yeah.
No. That kind of looks like Fidel Castro, but that's another YouTube channel.
There's just one thing Castro had that you don't: a big bushy beard.
But he did during 2020. He did grow one, and that's what started the whole thing when he had his beard. Everybody was like, "Whoa!"
And then he realized, "Oh, wait a minute,
you look a little bit like."
You look a little familiar.
I really hope and pray this is the thing that can put Canada back to Canada.
Yeah.
And they can be away from these idiots. They've been pressuring him pretty hard. So I'm really glad that this idiot's finally buckled and is leaving, because he's done nothing but hurt people for far too long.
Yeah, he has jailed pastors. He has jailed so many people.
Bankrupt people for giving money to the trucking convoy.
Yeah.
Bankrupt Canadians because they were fighting for freedom.
Would not allow them to access their own bank accounts. I mean, that is some devious shit right there. And that is like, is it any wonder why he was growing more and more, negative in his polling or whatever the case may be? But yeah, I was like, he's a coward too for resigning instead of like facing the voters. But at the same time, I'm so glad he's gone, and I hope he never comes back. I hope he goes to Cuba and sees his dead father there. Oh, I'm sorry. No, I don't want to see or hear of this guy again.
Yeah, he needs to go away.
Yeah, so good for this guy to be out of there for sure.
Well, according to the article.
Yes.
He is resigning because his unpopularity has become an increasing drag on his own party's fortunes for federal elections later this year. I don't know how their elections work. My only fear with him resigning is that you get somebody worse. But But you would hope that the opposition party there, I think it's the Conservative Party, if I remember right. Well, according to the article, the largest opposition party, the Conservatives, have maintained a significant 2-digit lead over the Liberals in polls for months, suggesting that if a general election were held today, the Liberals would be in for a significant defeat.
Yeah.
I can't remember her name, but I was listening to her speak yesterday. She's thinking about being the head to run to replace him, and she's just Sense and Sensibility. She's not throwing stones. She's just making sense of let's go back to where we were before all this BS. And I think that's going to win out there.
Yeah. No doubt about that, Johnny.
You thought Biden was unpopular in this country. By late 2024, Trudeau's approval rating was at 22% of Canadians saying they thought he was doing a good job.
Incredible.
And that name is huge up there. His father was huge, as a prime minister in Canada and all that kind of stuff. And so there was that whole thing of like, oh, this is the son of our former beloved prime minister. And it turned out he was an absolute dictator. That kind of a deal. He's flashing his wiener all over the place up there.
He better be banned in North Korea.
Right. But not only that, he was also a huge racist. Blackface all over the place up there.
Absolutely
I mean,
racist.
he was just, it was horrible. He was absolutely horrible. And I mean, like I said, I wish he could have been up there election just to see his ass get kicked out. But thankfully he saw the light, I guess.
I think you're right. I think it's cowardice.
It is.
Yeah.
He's running away. He's running away.
Yeah, he's running away.
He's hoping that by stepping away, his party will benefit.
Yeah.
But, I mean, we all know that one can infect, and you're associated with it. You know what I mean? So we'll see. I guess federal elections will take place later this year for Canada, and we'll just have to keep an eye on that and see how that goes.
Yeah.
We had a federal election several months ago, and now we're getting into some really bizarre things just days before he's about to take office.
Yes.
President-elect Donald Trump said last Tuesday that he would move to try to rename the Gulf of Mexico the Gulf of America, because why?
I spent at least 5 to 10 minutes trying to figure out if he could actually do that legally. I still don't know.
Well, this article will help. I found this. This is what is this? AP article.
Okay.
By the way, Americans and Mexicans diverge on what to call another key body of water, the river that forms the border between Texas and the Mexican states. Americans call it the Rio Grande. Mexicans call it the Rio Bravo. That was news to me. I was not.
Let's just go with them.
Rio Bravo.
It's more theirs than ours.
I guess.
If you say so.
Don't they divide the river in half? I mean, one side.
Technically, I mean, when you drive over the Delaware River halfway through, my GPS says, "Welcome to New Jersey," and I say, "Thank you."
Over the Delaware River. That just doesn't make any sense. Anyway, yeah.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Right. I think we should rename that the Pennsylvania New Jersey River.
Right. Exactly. Delaware's nowhere near that. So what the hell?
It's much better than Delaware River. I get just Rio Bravo is fine with me. I'll give that one up. If you give it the Gulf of America, you can have it.
To your question, can Trump change the name of the Gulf of Mexico? The answer is maybe.
Really?
Exactly.
It's not a unilateral decision, and other countries don't have to go along.
Fascinating. Okay.
International Hydrographic Organization, or IHO.
That sounds expensive.
Of which both the United States and Mexico are members. IHO works to ensure all the world's seas, oceans, and navigable waters are surveyed and charted uniformly, and also named some of them. There are instances where countries refer to the same body of water or landmark by different names in their own documentation. It can be easier when a landmark or body of water is within a country's boundaries, unlike the current Gulf of Mexico, which is not really within anybody's boundaries. But,
interesting.
So it sounds like if he wants to call it the Gulf of America,
he could introduce it in
change
Congress?
all the maps.
Although I have a great idea. I say we get the best Mexican wrestler, which I believe is Rey Mysterio, and he fights the greatest American wrestler, John Cena, in a no-holds-barred contest at WrestleMania 41.
We already saw that.
Oh, we already saw that. Damn.
Yeah, we would win. It's the Gulf of America already.
Excuse me. Did you just call John Cena the greatest American wrestler
of this generation? You didn't allow me to finish.
You finished. John was talking. You were finished.
Well,
I want to see Penta versus AJ Styles more than I want to see.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Okay. All right.
I don't care who wins.
I was thinking WWE more than anything else, not AEW. But Penta might be coming to WWE. Anyway, off topic. But anyway, I'd be curious. So, could this be possible, guys? Do you think that Trump would introduce legislation? Could it be possible that legislation could happen?
I'm pretty sure that most of the things he says, he's not. I'm pretty sure he's not up there just joking. Like, he's probably going to do something or force something, or I don't know. I
don't think it could be
Yeah, it's a Gulf of Mexico. I don't know what he's talking about.
Yeah, I don't think it could be like an executive order or something like that. That'd be stupid. You can't just do that. But
I would not be shocked if some type of legislation were to come up for a vote on this at his behest.
It better be single page, or I'm going to Twitter.
Right. But to me, that's just an incredible waste of time. Like, who gives a shit?
Well, I would say this.
There's more important things to be dealing with than the name of a body of water.
I would just say this.
Yeah.
Since we're coming up on the 250th anniversary of the country, let's just for 1 year call it the Gulf of America. Just for 1 year, and then we'll give it back to Mexico in 2027. Just saying.
If that's what you want to do, if that's what he wants to do for festivities, I'm all for it.
There you go.
Fill it with hot dogs.
I just really thought that he could, and then nope.
Don't show your wiener there.
Exactly. Who wants a body massage?
I do.
No thanks.
What the hell? Body massage. Sorry, that's another one of the G.I. Joe.
Steve,
jokes.
Just so you know, I just want you to know one thing. Jamie Drysdale is better than Cutter Gauthier.
We know.
And if you want to know more,
Yeah.
You could check out Men in Orange and Black. Upper right corner, right over John's head. Like right over there.
Right there.
Check
right
out where
there,
John,
right,
yeah.
Like
Like
right there,
he's
right there.
pointing right over there.
Yeah, right there.
I command you to make it do a circle like this.
Oh, I'll definitely put it over your stupid mug. No.
All right. And if you have a stupid mug and you want a body massage, you can go to our website, twonoobstalking.wordpress.com. There you will find episodes in chronological order going all the way back to 140. And if I remember, I'll post this one on the website as well. If you want to see anything before that, it will take you to our YouTube site where you can like, share, or subscribe. We would love to hear from you peeps. You know, are we doing stuff you like to hear about? You want to hear something else? You want to hear us talk about wieners in North Carolina or North Korea? North Carolina, North Korea, same thing. It's late, folks. And we're giddy from a Flyers game you hear about from the
giddy, yeah, absolutely.
Anyway,
Yeah.
So back to the website. So if you go to the homepage on the website, there is a box. You put your email address in there. You will be notified every time that I post a new episode to the website, and you can go watch it. And if you prefer to listen to us rather than watch us because you're busy doing something, driving, eating a hot dog, whatever, it has links to.
Rolled.
It has links to It has links to all of the audio sites where you can find our beautiful, lovely podcast. And if you're a weirdo who uses something strange for listening to podcasts, then we have an RSS feed there. You plug it in your podcatcher, and then go do your little freak thing.
Yeah.
In North Korea with wieners. Okay. So topic 3, and this is definitely a 3.
It's definitely a weird file.
Definitely a weird file.
Yeah.
A Los Angeles man said he nearly missed his flight home after getting trapped on his way to the airport in a Waymo self-driving vehicle that wouldn't stop making circles in a parking lot. Look, kid, Big Ben, Parliament. Big Ben, Parliament. LA tech entrepreneur Mike Johns posted a video 3 weeks ago on LinkedIn of his call to a customer service representative for Waymo to report that the car kept turning in circles and that he was nervous about missing his flight. I got a flight to catch. Why is this thing going in a circle? I'm getting dizzy, he said. It's circling around a parking lot. I got my seatbelt on. I can't get out of the car. The customer service representative told him to open his Waymo app and that she should,
Open the Waymo app.
that she would try to pull the car over. I saw she. I was like, I thought this was a guy who couldn't get out of the car.
Well, this is Los Angeles, so there you go.
If he opened his Waymo app, she would then try to pull the car over, but she seemed to struggle with getting the vehicle to stop. The company's autonomous cars have been a common sight on San Francisco streets for years and have recently opened services to all riders after first rolling out a pilot program to select users. The robo-taxis launched in LA last fall. Waymo's stated goal was to reduce traffic injuries and fatalities through autonomous driving technology, and riders and proponents of the service have lauded it as safe and easy alternative to human drivers. But there have also been tech glitches and safety concerns during the company's rollout in several cities.
Really?
I have to say, this was not on my bingo card of things that could go wrong with
Absolutely not.
We're driving around and I can't get out. That's kind of a problem.
Yeah, that might be a little bit of an issue.
I'm kind of excited that the douche tech CEO got stuck in it. I'm getting dizzy.
Awesome. I'm getting dizzy.
It's your fault that they're here. Deal with it.
I'm riding a tilt-a-whirl. Jane, stop this crazy thing.
Whatever happened to getting off the airplane, going to the rent-a-car service, renting a car, taking it to your meeting, leaving your meeting, getting back in the car, driving the car to the airport. It's not hard. Like, it takes 5 seconds. They're like, did you crash it? No, I didn't. Did you get all your bags? Yes, I did. Have a good day, sir. And then you go off and you catch your flight. Like,
right? Whatever happened to Uber? Whatever happened to Uber?
Yeah.
You can't do that. You have to do the driverless taxi. Like, whatever happened to that?
It makes no sense to me. Like, use humans. What the hell is wrong with people?
Right.
Wish I knew.
Oh, it's a tech CEO. He's got to back the.
I guess so.
Yeah.
I guess so.
Now, look, driverless cars aren't the only ones with glitches. Matt mentions Uber. I actually used Uber myself. I've ridden with people who did the Uber, so we did it together. So I had no involvement. I used it myself for the very first time when I flew out to Denver in December. I had to get a 4:45 a.m. car.
Oh, wow.
Because I had a 7 a.m. flight.
Mm-hmm.
And it said, I got a text message. It was actually a very smooth process. I got a text message that said, so-and-so will come pick you up at 4:45.
Yep.
Meet at this area.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, great. But every time I logged into the Uber app to check like where he was,
Yeah.
he wasn't moving at all. And it said pickup time 11:45. And I got a little nervous. So I'm like, I got a text message that said 4:45.
4:45.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
what's going on there? Yeah.
It was only about a mile and a half away, but I'm like, it's 4:40 in the morning. He might be sleeping. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not waking him up.
Yeah.
Right. So 5 minutes before the pickup time, he finally started moving. I was like, whoosh.
Yeah.
But something was definitely wrong with the app because the time was not correct.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've had a few Uber ones where I set up an early flight and I have to Uber, and it would, like, 3:30 in the morning, it would keep changing. It would be like, Jerome's picking you up. No, Josh is picking you up. No, Michelle's picking you up. And it would just jump and jump and jump. Yeah. I just stopped looking at the app and went outside and opened it immediately as I was supposed to be picked up. Because that app sucks.
Well, I remember one time I used an Uber coming back from the Netherlands, flying in, landing in Philadelphia, and they had me, instead of on the, typically you come out, right? You got the large place to park. Well, this was on the other side.
Oh, nice.
So it was like, oh, wait a minute, he's on the other side of the building. So I got to go to the other side of the terminal to get through.
Especially
it was where basically where the bus, or not the bus, the subway was for where the airport. So it was literally that area, and I'm thinking, like, I gotta go all the way over on this side of the airport terminal to pick him up. It's what? Yeah, that was really bizarre, really weird.
Well, you know what probably happened to John was the driver would be like, "Oh, I'm picking up John Tracy." Oh, pass.
Yeah, exactly. Screw him.
He's like, this guy. What the heck?
So I once I was riding with a guy. I don't think he was fully trustful of Uber yet. Because he's like, oh, they might be hiring like drunks or something. Who knows? So he ordered Uber Black, which is the
top of the line.
Yeah.
Right. And we get in the car, and it wasn't like a fancy car. It was a nice, larger SUV, leather seats. So it was definitely a thing, but it wasn't like a limousine.
Yeah.
I'm looking around, and there's like Yachting Quarterly in the seat.
There you go. Because that's how we determine high class around here.
Right. Where's the caviar? Where's the caviar that I need over here? Great.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right.
But at least I was able to get out of the car.
Exactly.
When we got to our destination. So
that's scary, though. Can you imagine like being in a car like that? Oh my gosh. Yeah. I don't know what you would do. Like, even if you open the door, I would think that you would have something that would stop the car just from opening the door, but he couldn't even do that. That was
there has to be a panic button in there.
I would assume there's a safety lock that you can't open the door when it's in motion.
But there has to be some kind of panic button. There has to be.
Yeah, to stop the car.
There's no way that there isn't. I'm calling this guy a douche before I'm blaming the vehicle, to be honest. Like, he couldn't have just got his shit together for 5 seconds and been like, wait a minute, this is an automated, like, vehicle. There's gotta be some kind of failsafe to this, because if I'm driving towards a cliff, I'm pretty sure Waymo's app is a good customer service to be like, please hold.
It's like the GPS where you would park like on a garage that's over a body of water, and it would look from the GPS like you were actually in the water.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, there's something there. Actually, no, there isn't. Please hold. Your call is very important to us.
We do laugh about that, but that has to be a concern too, right? That's got to be top solid. What if that did happen? That would be something. Like, if we come across a story like that, somebody like in a Waymo car, and they're driving towards this. Oh my gosh, I can't even imagine if that were.
There has to be a failsafe.
There's got to be a failsafe. Yeah, you're right, John. I would think there's got to be one. Yeah.
I'm just thinking off the top of my head. I I assume Waymo uses Google Maps, which they do a pretty good job of making sure
Yeah.
those are up to date. But like the GPS in my car has not been updated since I bought it 10 years ago now.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're living in Stone Age.
Well, I use Google Maps now for my GPS. I don't use that anymore. But I had it on the map feature one time when I was going somewhere, and I guess the road was new since the map came out, so I looked like I was completely off.
Oh,
Oh, look, I'm
wow.
off-roading.
So I hope to God all the driverless cars keep their maps up to date because,
Yes.
yikes.
Yeah.
That could end
Yikes
poorly.
indeed.
But this is just problem number 642.
Yeah, I mean, they're not caught up to Boeing yet.
No, but it's no surprise it's also in California too. So.
All right, and as we continue with this raucous and rambunctious episode of Two Noobs Talking, we get to topic 4. We've got a tournament of random logos, not sports logos, mind you, just random logos. Oh, damn, we should have done Cure Auto Insurance. It just
You
popped
know?
in my head.
Oh, they're good. We
Damn
can
it,
throw them
you-
in there. What the hell?
Playing game?
Playing game.
Playing
Playing game? All right, here we go.
I just played for my kids the commercial they did during the Super Bowl a few years ago.
Okay,
It turned out it was just regional, but the one after Deflategate,
nice.
when the hashtag was "Don't play with your balls."
Nice.
Damn. All right.
Yeah, there you
Well,
go.
anyway, all right. So we're doing logos, business logos. So it can come from restaurants, it can come from stores, it can come from products, it can come from wherever, just not a sports team.
Hmm.
John is in charge of pulling random logos out of a hat that we will then debate and see who moves on to the next round and so
Ooh.
forth. So I turn it over to John. Somebody get that man a ball sack, for God's sake.
I had to cut these out.
Oh,
Write them down, cut them out.
Yep.
All right,
All right.
so we're going with the first one here.
We do a lot of pre-production work.
Yes.
Yeah,
Am I picking a person or let's go? Let's use it with Steve. You get this matchup. How about that?
Okay. That's fine.
Okay.
Okay. We've got the Piggly Wiggly.
Oh! All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Piggly Wiggly. Good logo, by the way.
I had never
Taking
seen the logo
on
yet.
Fandango.
Ah.
Dango.
The movie, what is that? The movie app that you
So-
buy shit on?
Yeah, I knew it mainly as you buy tickets to movies at the movie theater. But I believe they either purchased or merged with one of the digital movie services that I was using.
Okay.
Like when you get
Oh,
a Blu-ray,
Yeah,
it says
yeah.
digital code and you redeem it, and now you have a digital copy of it.
Oh,
Nice.
cool.
Nice.
That took over, I guess it was Voodoo.
okay.
That makes
was one-
sense.
So now it's not just movie tickets; it's also your digital copies.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
I do remember using Fandango when I was in Washington and I saw Deadpool, the new Deadpool. Because we were like, should we go over and buy tickets? And I was like, isn't there a thing on the phone? And I just bought the tickets. I was like, why don't we just do that? Because it seems easier than going all the way to the theater and then coming back.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the Fandango logo is basically an F, kind of in the shape of the movie ticket.
Yeah.
I don't know, something. I just threw it out as a possibility because I saw it on my frequently used buttons bar at the top of my thing.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
The Piggly Wiggly, though, that's classic. I love that logo.
Yep.
The pig with the 50s style diner hat.
Yeah.
Can't beat that. So that moves on.
Okay.
Piggly Wiggly.
Nice.
All right, Matt.
Okay.
Get the cowboy hat out here again. You have one of my favorite places to eat when I'm on the road, Chili's, because they're always consistent,
Okay.
no matter where you are in the United States. Everything is the same.
Okay.
Excellent chips and salsa, though.
Yes. Taking on UPS, the brown. So now we've had Weiner's balls, and now we've got the brown.
You had to go blue, didn't you?
Oh goodness gracious. I'm gonna
Well,
go with-
Chili's is also rather phallic, by the way.
Yeah, absolutely. That chili pepper's happy to see you.
Oh, goodness gracious. Chili's moves on. What the hell? This is
There
good
you go.
comedy gold.
Take that, UPS.
I have to agree.
Exactly.
Just looking at the UPS logo, it's just kind of boring.
Yeah.
I don't
And I
wanna-
just want to say to UPS, I got my Smith jersey for the playoffs. My
Nice.
Kelly Green.
Nice.
You know what? I'm tired of you, UPS. You tell me it's going to be there on this day, but then you just give it to my postal worker guy. You deliver it to the post office, and he gives it to me. He needs all the credit. Stop giving yourself credit. Give him some credit.
Yeah, what is
my shit?
Yeah.
what is with these companies like UPS and FedEx and even Amazon does it where
Yeah.
they
Dumb.
deliver it to the post office and then the post office is like the last mile to.
Yeah.
What is with that?
But you told me the whole time you were bringing it, and then all of a sudden,
Right.
Yeah.
Then you got to
Yeah.
switch tracking codes and everything.
It's so confusing.
Indeed.
Right. Steve.
Steve.
All right.
What do we got?
Pillsbury.
Oh, okay.
I didn't. There was one with the Doughboy and one without the Doughboy.
We are absolutely using the Doughboy. I used to have
Yeah.
a T-shirt with the Doughboy.
But you know what the Doughboy looks like, so I just put the regular Pillsbury.
There you go.
Taking on the should be number one seed Blockbuster. That shouldn't even made the hat. That should have just been the number one seed, and everybody else can see it.
Just so you know, I'm putting all of these in
Mhm.
different random matchups here. So
Yeah, wherever they go.
Wherever
You have
they
to make it
go.
confusing.
yeah.
This is tough. I love
Yeah.
me some Blockbuster. I miss that store. But if the logo for Pillsbury is the Doughboy, he was on a shirt.
Let's say Doughboy name. Like, it's got to have the name on it, because that's what I remember from when I was younger.
Interesting.
Like, the
Okay.
Doughboy was on there, and then the name went across. That's what I remember as a kid.
Hmm.
I had the shirt. It was my Friday shirt. Every Friday, I wore that shirt.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Remember it now?
Yeah.
And our friend Mark would come up and poke me in the stomach with his hockey stick.
Mhm.
I'm moving the Pillsbury on, man. I'm good.
Oh, there you go.
As
Yeah.
much as I'd love to throw that little bastard in the oven and cook him up.
Twice a week.
Nice. Nice.
Right, Matt.
All right.
You have Annie's, my favorite mac and cheese, my favorite
Oh.
boxed mac and cheese,
Okay.
and other wonderful organic stuff that they do.
Nice.
They do some good cheesy puffs.
They do.
Oh,
They
there you
do.
go.
Taking on Hot Wheels. We know where Matt's going.
Oh,
I don't know. Does Matt have the same love for Hot Wheels that he does for Lego? I'm not sure.
I this is interesting. I've never had Annie's of anything, unfortunately.
It's pretty
And
tasty. You should try it.
Really? Okay, I'll have
It's
to
really good.
maybe hunt
Really
it down
good.
in the supermarket. Yeah. But I am a Hot Wheels guy. I had a Hot Wheels collection way
Nice.
back in my
Who did?
youth days.
Yes.
Who didn't have a Hot Wheels collection?
Right? I mean, at the other, and I was also, when I was like maybe 7, 8, 9 years old, every New Year's Eve, there would be a finals to determine the best Hot Wheel that I had in my collection. So I had a top 16 and they would all make it. I would roll dice. I had a plaid carpet. It was perfect for like a racetrack. And so I would roll dice.
Matt's
and
just
see-
gambling at the age of 9. Look at that.
I was just having fun when I was a young kid. I was like, I had nothing else better to do. I didn't want to play. You know, I had video games. I had like the Atari 2600. I was kind of bored with that a little bit. So I was like, oh, well, why don't I just do this? And I was big in the tournament. So Hot Wheels will move on, by the way.
Surprise, surprise. Matt was
Surprise,
making the
surprise.
tournaments.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go. All right, Steve.
I would have picked Annie's just because of the rabbit. But that's-
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
yeah, there you go.
Batman 89
Oh.
taking on the Xbox.
Well, that's easy. I love Batman 89 and I hate Xbox. So
There you go. Very
Oh,
easy.
that moves on very good. Yeah, yeah.
Those controllers are like tanks. And
Oh,
have too
yeah.
many damn buttons on them.
Yeah. All right, old man.
I want
How
one
many-
button and a joystick.
How many more selections we have to get our 16?
We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more.
Okay.
6 more.
Matt, you have a Wawa, something me and my wife miss.
There you go. Versus
taking on Pizza Hut, which nobody misses.
I missed the lunchtime buffet, I'll tell you that.
Yes,
Yeah.
I missed the going into but I only run into one or two of them.
I miss the
State.
Pizza Hut from the 1980s where you could go in and the pizza was actually, good. And you had Tecmo Bowl and you had the salad bar and the nice red glasses. They would fill it up with all kinds of sodas and whatnot. But that ain't the Pizza Hut that it is today. Wawa. Wawa's moving on. Yeah.
I still get Pizza Hut. I don't know what your problem is.
I'm not a big fan.
I had Pizza Hut a couple years ago and it was salty as hell. It was
It's a
really,
shitty
really
Pizza Hut,
salty.
sorry.
Yeah.
They're
It
just
was in
getting-
Paoli and they left, so it must have been like it probably was the kitchen more than anything else. It probably oversalted their bread or whatever.
They were trying to kill a bunch of slugs back there.
Probably. Yeah, probably.
Okay. Steve,
Yes.
you have Boar's Head,
Okay.
All right.
good sandwich company, taking on Dick's Sporting Goods.
A
on
fitting
Wieners.
choice for this episode.
What do you got, bud?
I will say on this podcast that Matt frequently referred to them as penises.
Yes.
But
It's okay.
I'm digging the boar. I like the profile picture of the boar.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
I do have my small child. This was like 2012. The small child that I have that watches this podcast.
Aw.
He was in a car seat one time, and we were going to a mall, and the person I was in the passenger seat said to me, "Hey, can we go to the mall? Do they have a Michaels?" And the young child forgot to say the phrase "do they," and just went, "Got dicks," and we all lost it while
We all
driving
lost it.
down.
That's
As much as
great.
I would love to continue the double entendres, the Dick's Sporting Goods logo is just kind of meh.
It's
a
Yeah.
little dull.
Yeah.
Matt.
Really is kind of dull. Yeah. This is the last matchup of the first round, by the way.
Okay, Matt,
Really?
we have
Oh, okay.
the Best Buy, who you don't go to because they don't got nothing.
Okay.
Even though I bought my LA Knight Ultimate figure that's over there, I bought him at Best Buy.
Oh, there
And
you
a
go.
better selection than Target, Walmart, or any toy store.
I still go to Best Buy every once in a while, but
Taking
not so
on
often.
the PlayStation.
Oh.
The rest are going away. The original PlayStation. This is like the original
Yeah.
PlayStation logo.
Yeah.
The one where you would have racing games with cars that look like today's Cybertruck.
Yes.
Pretty
Yes.
much.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did they know something?
I
I
like
think they did.
I like Best Buy. I love PlayStation though. I've always been a
Nice.
Sony guy, so PlayStation moves on.
Nice.
All right. So in the second round,
Okay.
it would be Pigwig against PlayStation.
Piggly
Wiggly
Wiggly.
Wiggly.
Piggly Wiggly.
It's a supermarket.
Yep, against PlayStation. Batman against Pillsbury. Hot Wheels against Wawa. And Boar's Head against Chili's.
Nice.
So let's just do Boar's Head versus Chili's.
Steve, what do you
Yeah.
choose?
Straight vote. No one's.
Yeah, Matt, you're gonna take the tiebreaker.
I'll take the tiebreaker.
Okay, cool.
I think I'm still going Boar's Head.
Okay.
What was the other choice? Sorry.
It's Chili's.
Chili's.
Boar's Head against Chili's.
I gotta say Chili's because anytime I'm out on the road and it's like, hey, I need dinner, it's always Chili's because it's always consistent. It's always Chili's. Everybody will attest to that. I'll just get those Southwest egg rolls.
And off you go. Yeah.
It's supposed to be about the logo, not eating.
But the logo is like home to me when I'm on the road. That's what I'm trying to say. It's
Well,
just like walking into the kitchen and making something.
it may be home to you, Johnny, and that's awesome. That's great. But Boar's Head for me. I'm like with Steve. That's a damn good looking logo.
It is a
To be
great
perfectly
logo.
honest with you. Yeah.
It is a great logo.
So I think Boar's Head will move on.
Cool.
Wawa against Hot Wheels. Steve. Wawa against Hot Wheels.
I think Hot Wheels has a little bit more going on. I'm gonna go with
I
Hot
agree.
Wheels.
Oh,
agree.
okay.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
agree. 100%.
All right. Makes sense. Piggly Wiggly against PlayStation.
Piggly Wiggly, hands down.
Yeah?
Yeah,
John?
it's a pig with a diner hat.
I
on.
know. It's
Come
so
on.
not. It's so sweet. It's so iconic. But that PlayStation is like
Oh.
just when that came out. That was just changed. It changed the game.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, the original play. Like I remember how, like it was like, oh my god, like I can play games like that. What a great
Yeah.
logo.
Yeah. On a DVD player, and then eventually made it into a Blu-ray and all that kind
Yeah,
of stuff.
yeah.
Yeah. Piggly
I'll go
Wiggly,
with
though.
Piggly Wiggly though because it's just iconic.
Good.
It's
Ah.
absolutely iconic.
There you
It
go.
lasts so many more decades.
Nice.
My wife thanks you.
There you go.
Sure.
And then to close out the second round, Batman 89 versus Pillsbury. Batman versus Pillsbury. John, what do you think?
I'm gonna go Pillsbury to make it hard for Steve.
I will second your Pillsbury.
There we go.
Oh, very good. Very good. Even though you're both crazy, since I have Batman 89 back here, crying out loud.
I did it because I didn't want to go to the tiebreaker because I knew which way you were leaning.
Yeah,
Yes.
pretty much. Yeah. It's hard to say not what, that kind of. All right, guys, we've reached the final four. Piggly Wiggly against Pillsbury, and Hot Wheels against Boar's Head. It's kind of an interesting matchup, both of them. So what do you guys think? Piggly Wiggly against Pillsbury. Steve, what do you think? Best logo.
I love the Doughboy. He was that shirt just keeps sticking out of my head.
Yep.
But I have my brother and his wife got my wife a Piggly Wiggly sign as one of her Christmas presents.
Wow.
That's the first time I've ever seen the Piggly,
Piggly
Wiggly,
Wiggly.
logo.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with the Piggly Wiggly.
Wow. Okay. John?
Yeah,
What do you
I'll
think?
agree.
Piggly
It's
Wiggly.
iconic. I can't not remember.
It reminds me of a Ren and Stimpy episode, like from the early days.
Oh,
When
okay.
they went to the supermarket and it was called Huge Market, and it had the face of a pig as its logo, and it kind of reminds me of that. So that's
How about
probably why
that?
I'm enjoying
Cool.
it so much.
That's pretty cool. All right, then Hot Wheels against Boar's Head for your semifinal matchup. Steve, what do you think between the two?
I'm gonna go
Hmm.
Boar's Head.
Oh, okay.
The Hot
John?
Wheels is just a little too plain when you compare it to the
To the Boar's Head.
detail of
Yeah.
the Boar's Head. And they
Okay.
make a damn good hot sauce.
They absolutely do. But I gotta go Hot Wheels because
Ooh.
it's
What do you think? Childhood, or is it just
it's just
nostalgia?
a Hot Wheels. It's just a cool logo. It's a cool logo. It's still a cool logo.
It really has not
I
changed.
still
over
scan
the
the
years.
Hot Wheels when I'm in the toy aisle looking for wrestlers. I'm still like, what do you got? I don't want anything, but what? Like,
Yeah, as much as I like Boar's Head, it's a damn good deli. Hot Wheels is moving on.
Ooh, Hot Wheels.
And a
moves on.
controversial
Okay.
move. But I think it's a pretty foregone conclusion here based on what I've heard so far. Piggly Wiggly versus Hot Wheels for the finals to determine the best logo in the history of the world. Well, the 16.
in the 30 that we picked in
In the
25.
30 exactly, right. So what do you guys
Well,
think?
you know where
Piggly
my
Wig-
vote is.
Piggly
You know where my
Wiggly?
vote is.
I
Yeah.
agree. I absolutely agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't even come down to a tiebreaker.
I think
Yeah.
it is a pretty darn good logo looking at it. I mean, just seeing it.
If you don't know it, I totally understand. But if once you see it, like you can't unsee it. That's kind of the way I feel.
Yeah, I would agree. So Piggly Wiggly is your
Piggly
best
Wiggly
logo
is-
champion.
Again, my wife thanks you.
There you go.
She's a pig lover.
Oh, there you
So,
go.
Yeah, well, that does it for episode 224 of Two Noobs Talking. For all you pig lovers out there, you win. Quitter Gauthier loses. Find out more on Men in Orange and Black. We will be back with episode 225. Hopefully, more things will happen, but not so many that we have to jam them all in there. We shall see. this week just made up for last week when we had absolutely nothing
Yes.
Yeah.
to go on.
And we're just pulling stuff out of our butt.
Yes, agreed.
Yeah.
All right, but so we'll see what happens next week. Maybe we'll just get an even Steven, medium, just regular week.
Yeah.
One can hope, but you never know. So until then, we will see you and get out.